dog, and I know there's a lot of controversy surrounding this show, right? But don't believe everything that you hear and that you read from these plebeians out here, from these miscreants, okay? Because some people, I really do feel like this show. Some people is just hating to hate on this show, all right? I know that they're taking certain liberties with the story of Halo and all that, but in certain ways, they're crafting it right in order to have a long run of TV show. So just to get out the way now, yes, this is worth the watch, people. Okay, if you've been holding off, waiting on watching it, or if you've watched other people react to it or whatever, that's fine. But this is a good watch. It's not something that I feel like you should let pass by, especially because like a lot of the CGI and stuff is really, really good. Like the animation, the worlds, all that is pretty top notch. Like Paramount is a movie studio, y'all. So you know that they come with top notch camera shots. The worlds look crazy, all that, And honestly, from the times where I've seen Aliens, none of it really looked that off to me. Like it wasn't like super jarring or anything like that. How some TV shows get, because they simply don't have the budget that can match what they're trying to pull off, right? But Master Chief, dog. How could I not start with the man Master Chief? You know what? No. Because he's gonna get there. But let me talk about Quan Ha. I'm not gonna lie to you, y'all. I was not feeling her that much because she's just a little girl from the planet Madrigal. But yeah, her whole village got wiped out, and she's the daughter of the leader who was there or whatever. And that was like the first scene of the first episode or whatnot. Is their town and their whole monarchy coming to an end because the Covenant touched down. They came in and decimated niggas, and then the UNC popped up, Master Chief, and then 3 of his niggas rolled up and took out 20 elites like it was nothing, showcasing exactly how badass these Spartans are. And I just love the way how regular humans view them, because they're faster, they're stronger, they're not even human. Like, yeah, it was crazy. This Master Chief is that nigga, boy. He's that nigga, all right? He's way better than the rest of them, and they all recognize that. And the 3 niggas that's with him, I rocks with him, and I want to learn way more about him, because obviously one nigga's on job. Shout out to my brother. And then the other 2, these chicks go hard as fuck. They really, really do. The one chick seems indifferent to the whole situation that's going on with Master Chief and all the things that goes on with him in the next couple episodes. Oh my God, I'm dropping everything. But she seems indifferent to all that. The other chick that's on the team, you can definitely tell she's got a thing for Master Chief. But as you'll come to find out in the episodes, it's like, to a degree, they have their emotions and all that turned off, just so they can be more ready and focused for battle and stuff like that. And it'll never take away from the objective, right? It's fucked up. That's to let you know already the type of time that the humans is on. They don't even really find that out until like the end of the second episode. And everyone else on the team doesn't know that. It's just Master Chief who learns that when he goes off on a little journey himself, right? To see his old mate, Soren. Shout out to Soren. But yeah, I do hope that girl, she's nice. You can tell that she is looking out for Chief and she wants to help him. But that programming, son, the Spartans have been hardcore programmed. Like they place way more of an emphasis on this in the show, and that's what I like. That's what I really, really like, because like, yeah, there's been Halo games where we go as other Spartans and things like that, but you never really get the full scope, I don't think, of just how much the humans is controlling these dudes. They're their super soldiers, but they don't view them exactly as people. They view them as their property. That's weapon, property of the government, my nigga. It's the U.S. government. We don't give a goddamn, all right? But they're taking control of these niggas and augmenting them in certain ways, but they're also losing pieces of themselves. They don't even have memories of their actual lives before they became Spartans and things like that. And the girl lets you know that, I think in the 3rd episode, that they've all been fighting together since they was kids. So how long have they been in the Spartan program? I don't know. We don't know exactly how early it goes, but clearly it goes back decades for these niggas. All right, and you know, let's Halsey, boy. I don't know because I want to trust her. I really, really do. But at the same time, dog, she's walking this tightrope of being the lead scientist for the USNC or the UNSC, and bruh, it's like she's on Chief's side, but at the same time, you could tell she's manipulating this nigga. She's not telling him all the truth all the time, and he does trust her and things like that, but it's like she's in a spot where she's not only trying to improve and further her science, aka the Cortana program, which is a clone of her, which was outlawed by the UNSC, and then now she's doing that and going over her superiors' heads. But hey, you know, the applications could be tremendous, so they go ahead and roll with it. But the admiral that's in charge of her is now against her because, you know, she did something without her order. She went ahead with the Cortana project, and it's meant in the future to integrate the Spartans with an AI that can boost not only their physical but their mental capacities to the 10th degree. And Chief is going to be the test subject for that. But that doesn't come about until after Chief has got the fuck up out of there on his own merit, because when they went and saved Quan Ha's people, right, they found like some old ruins and stuff, and there was a relic there that the Covenant was actually after. As it turns out, he can actually activate that shit and all that, and the Covenant has someone like that who is a human but has been raised with them, and they call her the Blessed One, and he has the same quote-unquote ability as she does to communicate with said relics and things like that. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm intrigued with how they've added like another character. I don't know. I didn't finish all the games, okay? I did way back in the day, but it's been so long. I don't remember all the lore that they really dump into it. But from what I recall, I don't remember a Blessed One. I remember an Arbiter and I remember Chief, you know, and they had extremely important roles. But it seems like they've kind of flipped the Arbiter to be someone that's got somewhat the same capabilities as Master Chief. It's kind of strange on that one. I'm not gonna lie, that one is kind of strange, but I kind of like it. I do hope that they have the Arbiter character later on, but this addition of a Blessed One on their side, and obviously you could tell that there's foreshadowing that her and Chief are, you know, I don't see it being any type of love thing or nothing like that. I really don't. But at the same time, Chief is over here talking about, I feel connected to something else, someone else. And it's like, well, I don't know. We could have a Star Wars Kylo Ren thing going on here. But, you know how the games is. And you can already kind of see Chief has a thing for Halsey, but he doesn't really know it is what it is like that. I'm sure that there's love for Halsey somewhere in there, but that's like a subconscious thing. Well, Cortana is her, but at the same time, she's an AI, but she's literally like the perfect mix of being a human and an AI. So it's like she doesn't quite understand how to hold that stuff back like that, and it's not like she's over here fawning over this nigga Chief or nothing like that. But you know, she's talking back to him and giving him the business and all that. But I think she recognizes that in some way she cares about this nigga Chief too, and obviously that's gonna get way, way more deep as we go on. But in a way, that's like his lady. Cortana is Chief's lady. I know it gets weird because like that's the clone of Halsey and all that, but you know, so with the Blessed One coming into the picture, and then you got Halsey and Cortana, like I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know how that's gonna resolve itself, but obviously that's gonna get quite messy. I think we can all see that, but I do like how Cortana's coming out, though. I really do, because it was messed up because Halsey made a clone of herself, and it was like a flesh and blood human, normal as shit, all that. And then she went ahead with the procedure, and her clone had asked herself, like, what did you think that you were ever going to be able to go through with it when you thought as a little girl way back in the day that, you know, this would never be real, and what would you say to your to the clone that is you, and would you be able to go through with killing it? And she ends up doing that because she has to do the procedure while she's awake. Fucked up. And she basically gets killed, but her neural network and all that is copied and then made into an AI that's integrated into this chip and into Chief. So she can pop up at will for Chief now. And it is kind of funny how she tried to introduce herself to the team. And Chief was like, go away, disappear. And she was like, I look forward to working with all of you. And it's messed up because Chief's just treating her like a normal AI. Like, she's kind of a person, bro. You can already see, like, she has emotions to a degree also. So stop treating her like that, Chief, okay? Stop it. And it's messed up because she's actually like a spy for Halsey. And it's weird because, like, she kind of shut this nigga off at Halsey's command for right now. But they're kind of just letting him do what he needs to do in order to find out more information about this artifact because it's going to lead to a weapon. And obviously, you know, when the government hears about a weapon that they don't have, we got to have it. And you already know how that goes. So it's a lot of moving parts in the show. And I'm rooting for Cortana. I really do. Because I feel like she's going to understand eventually that, number one, she's way more capable than anything that the UNSC has created up to this point. So don't give a damn about what these niggas say. They can't do shit to you. And now you got Chief. Is like, you're really protected. You really, really are. But yeah, like, just stop listening to these niggas. I know it's programming and directives and all that, but she's smart enough. She's gonna figure it out. But Chief is, the more times he's interacting with the relic and things like that, he's obviously getting memories back and things like that. And that's not supposed to happen to these niggas. And he's literally the crowning achievement of the Spartan program. He is the face of the whole war effort, all that. I also like the fact that they're showing that the UNSC is pushing out propaganda, son. Like, propaganda to the highest degree. But the people out in the different planets and things like that, some of them is on the side of the Spartans, and some of them hate them. Like, it's really wild because we already know that the Spartans is probably sent in to do some greasy ass shit, and they was already up to it because they ordered Chief and the Spartan team to kill Cortana, and that's why this nigga had to get the fuck up out of there after he saved her in the first episode, and he went on the run for a bit and dropped her off with his homie Soren, who was a Spartan way back in the day when he was in his teens, that he let go and defied his orders and programming to let that nigga go because he wanted to lead the Spartan program. And he did, and he ends up having his own place, his own planet that he seems to run and be in control of. He's got a family and all that. But it's only possible because Chief let that nigga go and go get out of the Spartan program. Obviously, he never did. And it really is sad because, you know, Soren talks to him about how, like, you don't even know that you got like an emotional pellet in your back to turn off all your emotions, and it makes you numb and things like this. And it's like, he was telling him, he's like, they took a lot from me, and including his arm. Obviously, not all the experiments on the Spartan soldiers work the same way, and this nigga's got a fucked up arm. But they clearly took away a lot of other stuff from him, and then he finds out that the planet that he's actually from, like, come third episode, was sealed off and his people was all killed and things like that, but no information's been reported about it because the UNSC says it's classified. So yeah, obviously the humans is just greased up to the max, son, the max, and I love it. Okay, because god damn, because They are trying to control their super soldiers, and they don't really understand what's going on. But at the same time, you niggas is chasing after a weapon. You don't even know what it does. I was like, oh, the Covenant wants it, so we want it. Boy, ain't that some America shit? Hey, I fucks with it. America! But it's fucked up, okay? It's fucked up. But I'm just ready for Quan to go get her revenge because the nigga who took over her planet was obviously an advisor or whatever to her father, a snake in the grass. He just never, was able to do anything on his own. But as soon as her father was dead, you know, this nigga pops out the woodwork, you know, and he's taking over the planet, killing the people, and working with the UNSC. So that's why you can't trust the UNSC. They're putting people in power that's like warlords and willing to do whatever. This nigga was doming women and children, no problem. talking big, and he is such a fraud because he out here. Hopefully we can live together on the goddamn broadcast and shit like that. They ain't showing how he was looking at niggas' faces and then capping them niggas. So, but I am so happy that they are somewhat doing justice to this Halo show. I know that they're taking liberties, but like I said, it is a must watch. For those who's wondering, it's a must watch. Definitely get to it. Master Chief, I can't wait to see where this nigga goes, dog, because his emotions and him discovering more of who he really is. How far is it gonna go? How far is it gonna go? And what's he gonna be like once all this is done? Like, how do you return to the UNSC after everything they're doing? Especially when they're trying to play it off as that they're in the morally just category, because that's the furthest thing from the truth. But that is it for my initial thoughts on episodes 1 through 3 of Halo. Check it out, please. Paramount's coming with that stuff, man. And I'm about to drop another trailer reaction with something else from Paramount, so I'm ready for that. But like, comment, subscribe. It's been your boy T-Rav, and I'm out.